Hello and welcome to the channel where we talk about all things Weiss Schwarz and chill with friends. My name is Liam and today we're going to be talking about the latest Saekano Set 3 reveals. Now, if you are new to the channel here, please consider hitting that subscribe button to be informed of when I release new Weiss Schwarz content. And if you enjoy this video, please make sure to hit that like button. As well as that, make sure you check out my other socials on Discord and on Twitch. Links are in the description below. We are starting this new thing where I'm going to be doing my best to upload 2 videos a week, whereby I'm going to be uploading a Tuesday video for the Academy and a Friday video on anything else related to Weiss Schwarz. Deck profiles, set reveals, event analysis, things like that. That will be on a Friday, so we're going to try and do my best to maintain a 2 video per week schedule. And if you're excited for that, please let me know in the comments below, as well as any feedback regarding this video. Again, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on what we talked about today. But let's jump straight in. So today, on the 22nd of April 2022, we finally got reveals for Saekano Fine, or Saekano Set 3 in Weiss Schwarz. The set is due to be released on the 10th of June, and it's crazy because sets that are coming out after that have already had reveals. Toy Story, Monsters Inc. So Saekano's taken a very long time to get these reveals out, but it's here. We've got some really interesting reveals that I'd like to discuss, and yeah, so let's actually talk about the set as a whole. So the set is confirmed to be a 10 double rare set with 3 secret rares and 5 SPs, all of which have now been revealed, and we'll go through those later on. We also got some extra cards in today's reveal as well. But the first thing as well is actually that they've released a thing where if you buy 3 boxes of the new set, you will get a promo pack, which will give you 1 copy of one of these 3 promos. The 3 promos are the Eriri Drop Searcher, the one that goes to memory, which is pretty good. You've also got the Kato refresh counter, and you've also got a Utaha, which is basically a clone of the Eriri level 2 killer. And basically they just put it with Utaha in it, so it kind of gives it a bit more synergy. It gave it a new trait as well, the novel trait. So it makes it more searchable in certain scenarios, and it just changes it up a little bit, so you haven't obviously got 2 Eriri promos. But I think these are good promo choices. I think these are cards that people use. They've got some really nice artwork. I think the Eriri Drop Searcher looks absolutely awesome. And in fact, again, these promos that don't have the wings at the bottom of the card, I just think they look really, really good. So yeah, if you're going to buy into this set and you need some of these promos, obviously buy 3 boxes, you get them. I think they're worth it. I really do. And then moving on to the actual cards that have been revealed, we've had 12 new cards revealed. So let's start going through those. Starting off with the secrets, we've got the level 0 Kato, which is when this card is sent from stage to waiting room, you may pay the cost of discarding a card, and if you do, look up to the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 game character amongst those, show it to your opponent and add it to your hand, send the rest to waiting room. And then if you have no green card in your memory, you may also put this card to memory. So this card, I think, actually is not too bad. I think most decks in Saekano don't run many green cards that go to memory. So as a result of that, just being able to get one of these to memory, just to increase your memory count, is pretty good. It's a good hand fix. It's an okay card. I don't think you'd ever want to run more than 2 of it. You just want to see it to get one of its to memory. Once one of its to memory, kind of that's all it does. But yeah, it's an okay card. It's a pretty secret. Yeah, it's an okay card. Next card, we've got the level 1 secret Utaha, which is a if you've got 2 or more other game characters, gain 1,000 power, and a climax combo. When this card battle opponent is reversed on whatever climax it is, we don't actually know yet. You can search up to 1 gaming character, show it to your opponent, add it to hand, and shuffle your deck. It's a Shimikaze. At this day and age, on paper, Shimikazes are really average. There are so much better combos out there. The only thing that might give this a redeeming factor, or what might see play, in my opinion, is if this comes out on a standby climax, and then the standby support that goes around it is pretty nice. The only advantage with this card being a Shimikaze is that in Saekano there is a lot of cards that give power pump, like your Eriri Drop Search, the JC. There are a lot of cards that do give power pump, so you could see this card get into like 8 to 10,000 at level 1, which isn't terrible. I don't know. I just struggle. It's such an old profile. I don't think this is going to see much play unless it's on a standby, and then the standby support within the set becomes good. And the final secret rare is the 3-2 Eriri, which is on play of Climax, which you don't know what it is yet. If this card is in your front row and you have another game character, you may choose another copy of this card or an unknown Utaha in your waiting room and place it on any position on your stage. At the start of your attack phase, you may put all of your hand and stock to your waiting room, and if you sent at least 5 cards into the waiting room by this effect, you may choose another copy of this card in your waiting room and spawn to the stage. And then when this card attacks, you may mill 1, and if it is a game character, you may deal X, where X is equal to the level of that card. So it's basically a yo from Love Live Sunshine in the burn effect, apart from rather than being just reveal, it actually mills it. The rest of the effect, I'm not sure what to make of this. Until we know what this unknown Utaha is, I think it's really hard to comment on this. I feel that the getting rid of your hand and stock to do the effect, I'm not a big fan of that one. But the fact that it's a on attack mill 1 do the thing and it's not on the Climax combo, it's not linked to anything like that, that's pretty neat. So it's quite aggressive if you run that. I reckon this will be on a choice combo, or potentially a wind and make an 8 win with the set 1 stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure on this one. And I think realistically, it could also potentially work if the level 1 Utaha is on a standby combo. It could lead to some interesting combos, maybe getting this out at level 2, or level 2 and getting your combos out and doing it all at level 2 could be interesting. Apart from that, on its own, on paper, it seems pretty but we'll see what the other cards are until, again, that Utaha, that could be a really good card. So until then, it's really hard to comment on this card. Moving on to the SPs now, we've got the level 3 Kato, which is a, when this card is placed from stage to hand, you may heal the top from your deck. But if you've got 4 more other characters, it automatically heals to stock rather than just the waiting room, for no cost as well. And then the Climax combo is as long as you've got 2 or more cards in memory, 2 or more game characters in memory, and you have the question mark Climax in there, you may pay the cost, which is pay 1, discard 2, and if you do, you deal 3 damage to your opponent. However, all level 1 or higher cards revealed by this damage are placed to the clock in the order they are revealed, even if the damage is cancelled. I really rate this. I imagine it's going to be on a bar, so it will go to an 8-bar deck with the level 1 Kato, the Oboro clone. The on-play heal is just nice, but the fact that if you've got a full board, you're getting a heal to stock without having to discard a card, meaning that if you try-filled this level 3 Kato, you're guaranteed to have the 1 stock you need for your attack, which is super neat. And the burn effect is super spicy. The fact that it's just a general burn 3, which on the cost of it is actually not that bad. But then the fact that you can also potentially guarantee damage if you reveal level 1 or higher, regardless of if it cancels, it's just a power creep for a burn 3. I like this card. I think this is really good. The level 1 Kato has already shown its worth from Saekano when set 2 was released. I think 8 bar is going to be a very interesting deck, and I'll be very, very interested to see what other support comes for 8 bar. Yeah, I think this is going to be interesting. Moving on to the SP Eriri level 0, which is when this card is placed from stage to waiting room, you may look up the top 3 cards of your deck, and if there is a Climax amongst those, you may choose one of those, and then if you do add a card by that effect, you may discard a card afterwards. So it's a Komei, it's an on-death Komei, which if you don't know what a Komei is, check out my video on the Weiss Schwarz Academy talking about Weiss slang, and we actually talked about the Komei in my first episode, so feel free to check it out, links in the description below. But I think this is nice. I think this is better than standard on reverse Komeis, which we're seeing quite a lot lately. On reverse means that you have to drive into it and you can't just like do things during your main phase. Where it is an on death, but on from stage to waiting room effect, the fact you can just play over it to dig into for your climaxes is so good. I think you're going to see this as a 1 to 3 of in most decks. It gives a nice bit of yellow colour if you need some yellow. I think in 8 door, if 8 door comes to a thing, which we're going to talk about a card in a moment, I think it could be very, very interesting. I like this card. I think it's a good card. Yeah, I'd say 1 to 3 of in most decks. I think there might be some decks that will get away with not using it at all, maybe 8 bar. But I think most Saekano decks will use this card, and I think it's a really good consistency piece. Moving on to the SP Utaha, level 3. If you've got 4 or more game characters, it gains -1 level in hand. If all of your characters are game, it gains 1, 5, and hand encore. And when this card is placed from stage to hand, you may pay the cost, which is pay 1. And if you do, choose a climax in your waiting room and return it to hand. I think this is pretty good. There is the Utaha Eriri double rare early play spawner from set 1 and set 2, sorry. And basically you can get that level, get the early play spawner out, spawn out another early play. That means you got your 4 board, then spawn this, and you get your climax. Basically, you can get a full board of level 3s plus a climax from waiting room to hand, all for 3 stock. That's pretty good. Hand on core is always nice as well, because you're going to have a full board and all your characters are going to be gained all the time because Saekano. So it's basically a 1-5 with hand on core always. This is just a good card. I rate it. I think it's pretty good. And yeah, I think this will see play in most decks that run some form of red. Yeah, I like this card. I think it's good. The next SP is the Michuru. So it's on play of climax. You may look at the top card of your deck and you can maybe either place it to the top or bottom of the deck or into your waiting room. So it's a scry and a surveil at the same time, which is pretty neat. And it's just a standard search brainstorm. Pay 1, rest this, mill the top 4 or reveal the top 4. And for each climax amongst those, search your deck for up to 1 game character and show it to your opponent and shuffle your deck. So it's generic search brainstorm with a common play climax surveil / scry, which is really neat. I think this is fine if you're running blue. If you're running the blue core and the blue build, I think this is absolutely fine. This is a great card. Otherwise, I don't think you need it. It's not relevant at all, really, if you're not running the blue core. So yeah, it's pretty. And the final SP is the Izumi level 1. During your turn, if you've got another card in memory, it gains a level and 2,500 power. And on attack with the question mark climax, which you don't know yet, if you have 2 or more other game characters, you can look up the top 4 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 game character amongst those, or the Little Love Rhapsody event, which is basically a sword event, from among them, show it to your opponent, add to hand, send the rest to the waiting room, and if you do, or sorry, if you added a level 3 or higher character, you actually get to choose one of your characters and give it a soul. So this is actually interesting. It's basically a hyped up Maguro, which is another slang which we're covering in episode 2 of the Weiss slang series, so make sure you check that out. That'll be coming next week. It gets an extra, because of the extra level boost, like getting the card to memory is not exactly difficult, so let's be honest here. So it'll be a level 2, it gets around level 1 slayers. It does make you susceptible to early play, like anti-change counters, or anti-change level 1, so that's kind of an issue. But it lets you get around level 1 slayers, which are becoming a lot more prevalent because of standby and the standby matchups. Yeah, the fact that it's an on-attack Maguro for either a character or the set 1 sword event is pretty neat. And as well, the bonus of an extra soul pump. You know, if you know you need to side and need that extra damage, I think that's pretty neat. I reckon this is going to be probably on a choice or a wind. I'm not sure yet. There is the potential of it being on a shot because I know Izumi gets shots in set 2. I think it's going to upgrade to a wind. I don't know if it's going to be a choice, but I'll be very interested to see what combo it actually gets. I think it will be best on a choice, but not bad on a wind either. Moving on to the next card, which is a level 1 Kato SR that's been revealed. For each of your other back row game characters, it gains 500 power. And then on attack, if you have the question mark climax in play, and you've got 2 or more other game characters, you may mill 2, then choose up to 1 level X or lower game character from your waiting room and add it to hand. And if you added a level 3 or higher character, you may choose one of your opponent's characters and return it to their hand, and X is equal to the sum of levels of cards milled by this effect. So it's a Shizu / cigarettes combo, with the added bonus of if you salvage a level 3, you get to bounce an opponent. That's really good. With how standby is in this meta right now, you can just bounce a 2/2 quite easily, or a back row. It doesn't even say that you've got to bounce a front row character. You can bounce any character. I really like this. I expect this to be on a door. Basically go with 8 door to go with the Brainstorm early play package with the Kato level 3 that gains hexproof. You'll be running plenty of early plays as well to go with that. So that means, you know, salvaging a level 3 won't exactly be difficult, and you can still like flavorly pick it up just to guarantee your bounce. I really like this card, and if this is on a door, 8 door is going to be very scary. Yeah, I really like this card, and I love it. I love how spicy it is. This is shaping up to look like a really good set. Why haven't I committed to Saekano earlier? Next up is the level 0 Kato Uncommon, which is if this card is in your waiting room and you don't have another copy of this in your memory, you may treat this card name as a Set 132 Kato, which is here. That's a continuous effect, and then when this card is placed from stage to hand, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a game character, you can add it and then discard a card. And then also, a climax combo is if this card is in your memory and you do not have another copy of this card in your memory, when your other Set 132 Kato direct attacks, if you have the Set 1 bar climax in your climax area, you may deal 1 damage to your opponent. So basically, this card is giving the clock kick Kato an extra effect if it's in memory, and you're basically getting off. You're making it a clock kick, but also an on direct burn one, which is again costless, which is really neat. Apart from that, it's got the top check called a freaking thing. It's got another slang. Console, that's the one. It's got console effect. Apart from that, it's if you're going with that 3-2 Megami, sure. Are you going to be basically going with the 3-2 Megami or Kato, same person? Are you going to be going realistically with the level 3 Kato from the new set? Yes. Why would you use this? Unless the Set 1 bar has got the same name as the level 3 Kato, which if it does, means you can run 2 level 3 combos. Oh god, have I spotted something? Oh god! Oh. The penultimate card is a level 1 Eriri common, which is a bond, which is a weird bond, which you can put a game character from your waiting room to the bottom of your clock to basically get the Set 1 level 1 Eriri climax combo on the wind, and you can rest this to choose one of your level 1 Eriri double rares, and this turn it gains 2/5 and assault. Interesting. It boosts and bonds for the level 1 combo from Set 1, making it up to like 10k for the on reverse wind combo. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat if you're going for like the more yellow focused deck. Apart from that, I don't think it's really worth it. Eriri Waifu is now more viable as well, makes it more consistent. But again, apart from that, the rest of the stuff is so much better. It's a common. I guess you're not going to expect much from a common. And the final card revealed is the level 1 Utaha common, which is you can discard a card from your hand when you play this card from stage. And if you do, search your deck for up to one of the Set 2 double rare early play spawners that we mentioned earlier, the Utaha and Eriri. Show it to your opponent, add to hand, shuffle your deck. And then when this card is reversed, it is a level 1 Slayer, meaning that if your opponent's level is 1 or lower, the battle opponent, you may reverse that character. Yeah, this is nice. Level 1 Slayer, not a cost 0 Slayer, meaning that it's really good in the standby matchup. It adds consistency to the 3-2 early play spawn package. Yeah, I could see this getting play. It all depends on how good it all works together. But yeah, I think this is viable. I think this is perfectly viable. I think 8-door with a touch of yellow is going to be a deck to play. Yeah, I think this is really interesting. And that's it for the reveals. I like these reveals. Are they massively overpowered? No. Are they really interesting and spicy and going to lead to some really interesting deck building, plus easily some very good multiples or different types of decks which are going to perform very well? Yes, I think so. I'll be very interested to see what the other Saekano reveals are. What sort of things do you think Saekano could do with? Are there any core effects Saekano's missing? I don't know much about Saekano, so please let me know in the comments below if there's stuff that, has the set got a climax stopper? I don't know. That could be really useful. Are there any other core common effects that the set would benefit from? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I think this is really shaping up to be a really nice set. The first reveals are very impressive. Let's just hope it doesn't lose fuel throughout the rest of the reveals. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it'll do, and I'm excited to see what comes of this set. But that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you are new here, please again consider subscribing to the channel, and if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button. As well as that, please let me know your feedback, your comments, your opinions in the comments below. And again, if you are new to my system, and if you are new to the community, please consider checking out my other socials. You've got my Twitch and my Discord, links are in the description below. But apart from that, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!
blah, blah, blah.